As you can see, we are playing Postmortem, One Must Die, the extended Scythe cut. I have no idea what the regular cut was, but it's extended. Let's start the game. Please proceed to your briefing. I only roughly know what this is. I downloaded it before I sort of quit doing Let's Plays. Welcome to Postmortem. This room functions as a brief tutorial. Follow these guides to learn how to play the game, or step through the doors to skip the tutorial. Press space to continue. But yeah, as I was saying, I kind of thought this looked cool before I quit doing Let's Plays, and I never got around to it. So, I am now, because I saw it, remembered it, felt like playing it. Apparently you're death, and you're supposed to kill people. That's really all I know. You can rebind control, okay, who cares? WSAD or arrows to move. Righto. I'm not sure if we need the mouse. Let's move the mouse out of there. Okay, we're moving. Good, you can use E to interact with the world. Log. Case profile number 2442G2, country Galicia, date October 18th, 1897, population 1.9 million, expected R, +3 per month. A country in its early stages of industrialization, torn by almost 5 years of violent domestic conflict called the turmoil. Operative assigned, pending review. Status incomplete. Okay. During conversation, use the number keys 1 to 9 or your numpad to make dialogue choices. Now walk up to the character and speak with them.
Welcome.
Welcome, Agent. The powers that be demand you take one life tonight. The choice is yours. Where are you sending me? We are sending you to Galicia tonight. How much do you know about the place? I know what I read in that book. I know a little. Well, no matter. You're not here to meddle with mortal affairs. Get in, pick a life, get out. Do be careful, however. The place is pretty unstable right now with a violent civil conflict between the Newiger and Oldiger groups. I have some questions. Oh dear, you're one of those inquisitive types. What do you need to know? How did the conflict start? It all started with an argument over some of Galician traditions and what defines a true Galician, resulting in a baker being shot. Anger and violence soon followed, quickly spreading and sweeping the country. This Baker Revolt, as they call it, really highlighted the ideological and economical struggle between the two factions. What is it about? There's two dimensions to the issue. First is the question of tradition and preserving the real Galician cultural heritage in light of rapid industrial and economical progress. Second is the struggle between the wealthy business owners and their workers demanding better treatment and pay. The two dimensions seem to align themselves with Newigers on one side and Oldigers on the other. Who are the Newigers? Primarily wealthy businessmen and open-minded thinkers. They are in favor of rapid development, progressive reforms, and overall moving the country forward. They are criticized for abandoning their own cultural past and exploiting their workers for quick profit. Who are the Oldigers? Mostly the common workers and older or rural folk. They speak of the need to preserve the Galician culture and defend the common man from exploitation, but many are seen as holding backwards and archaic views and slowing down the country's progress. What about you? Why yes, let's grab some tea and biscuits and spend the next 4 hours chatting idly, because I do not have anything better to do tonight, right? Well, fine. Got shut down. Good. The turmoil is why we are sending you to a fairly peaceful and safe gala. You know the type. High-profile fundraising event for some vandalized high school. Shouldn't be much trouble. Why was the school vandalized? I do not know much, but I believe Rose Hill High is one of the few schools which refuse to segregate students based on their beliefs and social status. Angry parents on both sides protested that policy rather directly. So lots of big and influential characters attending. Among others, it's an open event, so you might see people from all paths of life. Okay? In any case, don't get too involved. Just be prompt and efficient. We don't do overtime, you know. Couldn't my choice have significant impact? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? This isn't some sort of game. You don't win a prize at the end. Just claim us alive tonight. Whatever works for you. One more thing. Not that it matters, but what gender would you like to appear to the mortals? Let's go female. Poof, all done. Magic. Now, go up ahead, and then we'll transfer you. Understood. You can use E to talk with others, speech bubble. Why does it still say that? You can investigate various items and speak to characters in order to decide whom to choose, or you can choose on a whim, whatever you deem most fair. Okay. You can also bring up your notebook by pressing Q or N. That will get filled with information you collect. Try it now. Do I not have any information? Oh, now does the mouse come into it? That's stupid. It's all keyboard controls except for this arbitrary part where it needs the mouse. Alright, so this is all the stuff we just talked about. Alright, space to continue. Once you have made up your mind, press tab and walk up to the person you would like to claim. That's all. Hope you enjoy the game. Open the door with E and step through to begin. Is that over here? No. Up here? Yes. A long hallway. October 18th, 1897. Galicia. City of Antrim. All right. Whoa, that is a nice painting. Got some really high-res graphics going on here. Rose Hill High devastated. Selden to hold fundraiser. Destroyed playgrounds, broken windows, and political graffiti is what greeted Rose Hill High School Principal Ronald Gilchrist when he entered the school grounds on the morning of September 6th. Gilchrist's staunch non-segregation policies, allowing children of both Newagers and Oldagers to be educated in the same classroom, appeared to be the reason for the attack, judging from the graffiti. They play at being focused on our future, but they're simply beasts, said Principal Gilchrist. Destroying an educational facility is the antithesis of progress, no matter how your politics lean. Bill Selden, CEO of Selden Glassware Incorporated, announced a plan to host charity gala to... Shouldn't it be a plan to host a whatever. To raise funds for renovating the school. High-profile guests, including the Thatchers of Galmedia fame, have already expressed interest in attending and providing generous donations. Oldager proponents have noted that, peculiarly enough, Mr. Selden has no children, nor has ever married, and believe this to be a sympathy grab by the Newager upper class. Okay. Duly noted. From torts to turmoil, exploring roots of the Galician conflict. It's been almost 5 years since John Ekerik, whatever, a local baker from the city of Lorraine, was shot by an angry customer following a heated argument over the definition of Galicia's traditional holiday bread. While the incident may seem ridiculous in retrospect, its impact was significant. Mobs soon took to the streets, sparking violence and turmoil that quickly spread through Galicia. This Baker Revolt is symbolic of the many questions quietly brewing over the past few decades. What defines a true Galician? Are the factories bringing us steady work and affordable necessities, or exploiting our rights and producing generic goods? Are we sacrificing our culture and heritage as we enter the age of rapid reform and industrialization? The ironically named Oldager and Newager movements soon emerged, with mostly poor and rural folk defending tradition, cultural heritage, and worker rights on one hand, and wealthy, progressive industrialists crying for liberal and pro-equality reforms and development on the other. It is no surprise that the conflict of Galician identity has also become synonymous with socio-economic struggle. Captivating. I'll talk to you.
Good evening. Should I bring you a glass?
Bronze coal. I do need a drink of water. One moment. Ah, jeez. This game has far too much reading. My throat's was all scratchy to begin with. Oh well. A glass of what? We have some fine oak casket aged whiskey and scotch, as well as the finest sparkling wine one will find at this end of Galicia. I will have some wine. Thank you. There's something else I wanted to ask you. Tell me about yourself. My name is Franz, and I am your server extraordinaire for the night. What makes you extraordinaire? I am prompt and efficient, making you feel at home, nay, better than at home. Well, thank you. My pleasure. I understand the importance of proper respect and etiquette. Good to hear. What wealth of experience do you have, sir? You see, my parents and I never saw quite eye to eye. They had certain ideas for my future and the money to secure it, but neither aligned with my interests, so I left Trenter as soon as I came of age to pursue my own ventures. What did they want you to do? Manage their branch of local fisheries, eventually, after some schooling and hands-on training, that is. Well, why didn't you want to do that? While I do think I could make a formidable manager, fish are not a business I want to pursue. You may notice there is no seafood tonight, as per my suggestion to Mr. Selden. But isn't managing all the same, regardless of what you manage? That's like saying painting is all the same, regardless of what you paint. Sure, the technique and tasks may be the same, but the soul just isn't there. After I left Trenter, I worked odd jobs here and there. Let me tell you, when you work on your own, you'll be surprised just how many people are waiting to exploit you for free labor. How do they try to exploit you? Working on your own offers a lot of freedom and challenge. I had to be constantly looking for new opportunities, trying to sell myself. Smile when I was offered scraps. If I was offered those, that is. How hard was it to find new work? Not too hard for a man of my skill and growing experience, actually. Finding good work, on the other hand, that was hard. How so? It was the beginning of the economic boom, cities forming, many rural folk migrating, in short, a lot of cheap labor, a lot of people wanting to get their foot in the door. Why pay someone if you can find 10 who will eagerly do it for free? That's terribly inhuman. Indeed, but what do they care? So we arrive at the very problem with the newager thinking. What is a newager? The wealthy, the progressive, the industrialists, the upper class, all those would fall into the category, but to me they're just exploitative, money-driven, and liberal bigots. I see. Oh wow, this is a lot of reading. My throat is not liking it. Okay. Let's bring this conversation to an end. If you hate newagers so much, why are you working at one of their galas? Well, I do tend to pick and choose the more fair ones, and I do respect Mr. Selden, but not many of the newagers are like him. Did you know many of them also push for allowing women to take on the same jobs as men? More immediate labor, empowerment, they say, but think of the ramifications. Oh well, the real story comes out. How is female empowerment anything but good? Why, it puts natural balance completely out of whack. Men are biologically built for harsh labor and physical strain, while women provide better emotional support and family care. It's what you will see in our history across many different cultures. You're so wrong it hurts. Hardly an argument. Things would certainly be different if I had some managerial say in them. No point in arguing with someone who will never see the light of day. Now you remind me of the Oldiger approach. What about their approach? The Oldigers, the other side of the coin. Oh my god, just stop talking, dude. While I can understand their passion for the country and fighting against exploitation, it seems like all they ever do is whine and complain or blow things up. Blow things up? Indeed. The Ottoman car plant was set on fire just 2 days after it opened a few years back, for instance, and the Rose Hill School, this whole event... And the Rose Hill... Okay, that must be a typo. Missing a word. And for the Rose Hill School, this whole event has been organized... Okay, this is just a confusing as hell sentence. Whatever. Granted, both sides have been at each other's throats this way. The Oldigers on the other side of the coin. While I can understand their passion for the country and fighting against exploitation, it seems like all they ever do is whine and complain or blow things up. You already said that. Violence doesn't get the job done, does it? Exactly, I've complained about my exploitative employers, but you don't see me setting up bombs at tonight's event. Good points. Did you know I actually received pamphlets and letters trying to employ my convenient position at numerous big events from both Newagers and Oldigers? They think a man is so easily bought, if the price is right. Oh, the reward would have to be much greater than feel good of helping the cause and some scrap change. Wait, so you would actually do that if they paid you enough? To be honest, no, not really. Oh, this conversation won't end. As I said, I do not really believe in their ideas enough to get sucked into the propaganda, and the risk is just far, far too great either way. Fair enough. Perhaps if, well, in any case, I'm afraid I should go cater to some other guests. Come talk to me later if you have any other questions. Have a pleasurable night. Wow. Let's kill him. I don't even care. Yep, do it. You have made your decision. Press space to continue through these well, that kind of breaks you out of the immersion. Press space to continue. Oh, we got it. Unexpected death shocks charity gala. A fundraising gala for the benefit of the recently vandalized Rose Hill High School took a grim turn when close to midnight, Franz Cole suddenly collapsed. The cause of death is still unknown, explained Dr. Vimes, but initial analysis suggests heart failure. Franz Cole was one of the servers at the gala and not a close acquaintance of any of the patrons. The gala's host and CEO of Selden Glassware Inc. expressed his sincere condolences but hopes the tragic event will not damage his image or company. Rose Hill High was only able to raise part of the necessary funds needed for its renovation, remaining just one of many organizations affected by the country's turmoils. TFF, New Leaders, Same Violence. Prenter Freedom Force, the most radical and violent pro-Oldiger terrorist group in the country, took a strange turn in leadership today, proclaiming young Jerry O'Neill, former student from Rose Hill High, one of its new key speakers and activists. Jerry's rather fanatical involvement with the organization was uncovered shortly after a charity gala for the benefit of his high school, hosted by the successful businessman Bill Selden. A charity gala I once participated in really opened my eyes, said young Jerry, whatever. It really made me realize how ignorant the average Galician is about the conflict, and that we have to make them care. The group, seeing no change in political and economic sphere among the wealthy businessmen such as the aforementioned Mr. Selden, combined with Jerry's aggressive viewpoints, has remained just as active and violent as ever, continuing its fighting for the Oldiger cause. Oh, more reading. Gloomy day for Galicia. Connolly's 5-point plan refuted. As many of our readers will remember, Prime Minister Connolly's new 5-point plan, a simple but highly anticipated plan for finally bringing the Galician turmoil to an end, was unveiled a week ago. After a week of strenuous negotiations, the plan was finally refuted this morning by both sides of the conflict, including the TFF, which stayed fairly ambivalent about it. Where were the prominent speakers and influential business lobbyists of our nation during the crucial week, our readers might ask? That's a lot of text. If you want to read it, feel free to pause the video and read it. I'm going to skim it. Let's see. Ophelia Thatcher. So it looks like people just talked at this gala. The death of the servant, as it were. Not that noticed. At least not overtly. Yada, 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 yada. Yeah. Okay. Due to your involvement, the Galician turmoil continued for 2 more years before a case fire Oh, for fuck's sake. Can they not even hire someone to check? Oh, that's so annoying that in a game with so much text where everything hinges on text, you see a typo like case fire in the ending. Oh well. So they brokered a case fire agreement. The level of violence and random attacks did not decrease during this time, however. Thanks to some influential figures and strong new facilities like Rose Hill High, Galicia remained hopeful as it embarked on the process of rebuilding and reconciliation. The denizens of Hengfors continued being terrorized by random acts of animal violence. What? Eh? Huh? What happened? You are dead. But why? I am the Reaper, and I chose you. Did you choose me? I simply did not like you. That is all? I made a bad first impression, and for that I deserve to die? I don't need to explain myself to you. Well, are you happy with yourself choosing me to die? I wasn't doing this for myself. So what will happen to me now? You'll be judged for your life's worth and treated accordingly. I suppose that makes sense. What do you think my odds are? Good. Oh, that's a little comforting. So I guess I step into the light or something? Actually, step into the next room and our secretary will take care of you. How bureaucratic. I guess I'll ask them more question. Yes, ask them more question. Goodbye. Thank you, I guess. Flattery won't help you now. Bye. Okay, well, I guess that's the game. Obviously, one could spend a lot more time at the party talking to everyone, making their decision. I probably will play it again sometime, but not as a Let's Play. Not a good game for a Let's Play. Definitely too much reading going on for that. But it could be interesting. So there you go. Thanks for watching.